It was a chilly autumn evening, and I was just about to settle in for a quiet night at home. My parents were out of town for the weekend, leaving me alone in our big old house. Around 8 p.m., I heard a faint knock on the door. I opened it to find a delivery guy holding a small package in his hands. "Delivery for you," he said with an unnervingly cheerful smile. I was puzzled because I hadn't ordered anything, but he insisted it was mine and handed me the box. The package was small and wrapped in plain brown paper. There was no return address, no label, nothing to indicate where it came from. I shrugged it off, assuming it was some sort of mistake or maybe a surprise gift from a friend. I took it inside and placed it on the kitchen table. Curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to open the box. As I peeled away the layers of paper, I began to feel a strange sense of unease. Inside the box was a small wooden figurine, a creepy-looking doll with its eyes painted in a deep, unsettling shade of black. Its mouth was curved into a sinister smile that sent shivers down my spine. I couldn't understand why someone would send me something like this. I picked up the doll, examining it closely, and that's when I noticed a small slip of paper hidden beneath it. With trembling hands, I pulled out the paper and read the message scrawled in red ink. "You're not alone." My heart raced as fear gnawed at my mind. I glanced around the room, feeling like I was being watched. I shook off the unease, convincing myself it was just a prank, albeit a twisted one. I decided to call a friend to calm my nerves. As I dialed my friend's number, the lights in the house flickered. I froze, staring at the doll in my hand, its eyes seemingly glowing in the dim light. Before I could react, I heard a creaking sound, footsteps. They were faint, barely audible, but unmistakably there. Panic surged through me, and I ended the call. I moved cautiously through the house, my heart pounding in my chest. The footsteps seemed to echo all around me, growing louder and more distinct. It was as if someone, or something, was moving through the shadows just out of my line of sight. Terrified, I grabbed a heavy candlestick from a nearby table, ready to defend myself if necessary. The footsteps led me to the basement door, which was slightly ajar. My breath hitched as I considered the possibility that someone had broken in. With trembling hands, I pushed the door open and descended into the darkness. The basement was cold and musty, and I could still hear the footsteps echoing around me. I gripped the candlestick tighter, my knuckles turning white, and slowly moved forward. As I reached the far corner of the basement, I finally caught a glimpse of movement, a shadowy figure standing in the darkness. My heart raced, and I raised the candlestick, ready to confront whatever was there. But as I swung the candlestick through the air, it met nothing but empty space. The figure had vanished, and the footsteps had ceased. I stood there, my breathing heavy, the doll still clutched in my hand. Was it all my imagination? Was I going crazy? I rushed back upstairs, determined to get rid of the doll and put an end to this nightmare. But when I reached the kitchen, the box was gone. The doll was gone. There was no trace of the strange package that had started this terrifying ordeal. To this day, I can't explain what happened that night. Was it a prank, a hallucination, or something far more sinister? I moved out of that house soon after, unable to shake the feeling that I was being watched, that I was never truly alone. And sometimes, in the dead of night, I still hear faint footsteps echoing in the darkness, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are better left unsolved.